Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an episode of Career Mode. Now just quickly before I go on, I apologize I didn't upload yesterday whatsoever. I actually did do this video and I rendered it, but it kept crashing around like 90%, so I ended up not being able to get you guys a video in time because I went up to Aberdeen, went to go visit some friends who are at uni, so I was up in Aberdeen last night, had a good night, feeling a little bit rough at the moment though, so if my voice sounds slightly different or just a bit rough, then my apologies for that. But anyways, let's get into some career mode goodness. To make it up to you guys, I made this video a little bit longer than usual, so yeah, smile, yay. Anyways, QPR versus Norwich. You know, the team I was using, I decided to have Muriel in there instead of Mattox playing out in the wing, because we all know he has a lot of pace on the wing. I decided to play Cisse because he is banging in those goals for me, and if it does come down to it, it's always important to have your main man Cisse, your top goal scorer, to be on the pitch no matter what, really. But early on into the game, Bobby Zamora, the player who used to play for QPR, scored against us, and his revenge was just pretty insane. I bet he was chuffed to score against his old club, as most players tend to do. But yeah, Fellaini with a brilliant goal. That's 2 games in 2 for him, and I was really chuffed for him, and it's great to see my signings really starting to pay off now. And Merkel there is let loose, and Fellaini unfortunately doesn't get it first time and misses it again with his header, but it's nice to see he's getting chances, and there he pops one on and manages to bag himself an assist, so he managed to get himself a goal and an assist. And Anton Ferdinand there in the 45th minute gets us the second goal, and we come back from 1-0 down to win it 2-1. That's good to see. You know, we should be beating teams like Norwich City, especially with the new investment in the club. The new owners have come in, and I'm sure they want to start seeing some results, and I do try my best to bring it to them, you know. So Fellaini there picks up the 8.9 rating. Really chuffed with that. Definitely deserved man of the match for that game. And one of the big issues I have at the moment is that my players are really getting, really getting unfit. You know, fortunately my team is quite a deep team. You know, it's got a lot of depth in it, so I can swap players around if I need to, or like you guys can see, you know, some players just didn't have the energy. So Andy Johnson does come into the side briefly while some players take a rest, and as you can see, you know, the team is definitely not the first team that I would usually play, but it needs to be done, otherwise injuries are going to be happening left, right and center, and that could put someone out for, you know, 1 week or even up to 3 months, which can be an absolute disaster. The longest injury I've ever had on career mode is 3 months. Let me know though what you guys are like, what the longest is for you guys. But look at Man United's injured players: Vidic, Ferdinand, Van Persie, Evans. You know, I was definitely playing against a slightly weakened team, especially with their main striker, Van Persie. Obviously, they still had Rooney, though, which is lethal. But a great early goal from Junior Hoylett, who actually gets a start nowadays because of the fact that, Sterling needed the energy. And he definitely proved himself very early on in the game, and especially against Man United. It was great to see someone like that happen. So, you know, Man United being the team they are, wasted no time, and Xavier Hernandez manages to get a goal back, and it was 1-1. And I thought I'd done really well, even just to go 1-0 up, and I was like, I'll happily take 1 point away, at home to Man United, as that, you know, most teams would take that sort of result against Man United. But a great little ball in, and Mattox heads it home. To those of you guys who haven't already seen the video where Mattox literally leaps in the air really high and just literally jumps over the goalkeeper and manages to put it away, and really chuffed with that. But Barry there plays a disgusting ball through to Mattox, and there was no missing it from Mattox, and it was great to see him managing to pick up 2 goals this game it was. But in the 90th minute, as always with FIFA, things, you know, they always can't go your way. But fortunately for me, I already had a 2-goal lead, and Kagawa, being the fantastic player is, does some great dribbling and just slots it home. But that wasn't enough for them, and we won 3-2 against Man United. And results like that are just absolutely fantastic. To go and play Manchester United and pick up 3 points is unreal. So I was very chuffed with the team. They play well, and for very much, you know, I want to say a weakened first side, that was it was good. It was good to see, and Mattox picking up goals despite how young he is. One of the things that, you know, I've said it before, is his potential is only 74, and I had to keep that in mind when, you know, in the last transfer window. But I have heard a lot of people say that just because his potential is 74 doesn't mean it's going to stop there. So I'm really hoping that he's going to power on ahead and go and do big things for the club. But at the moment, he's just doing a great job because his pace is so deadly for me. But again, swapping the entire team around just to make sure everyone's fit and dandy, ready to go for the next game. You know, you don't want your team to be lacking in fitness. That's a pretty big tip for you chaps. Another thing I'd like to discuss is in my previous video, I started up that custom formation where I kind of went for, it wasn't a symmetrical look to it whatsoever. But one of the things that you guys actually commented was, you know, I should be looking at a possible 4-2-3-1 formation and, you know, play the likes of, you know, I can play Fellaini at center defensive mid, Barry at center defensive mid. I still have Graniero there. He's possible defensive mid. And things like that. So, you know, that's always a possibility for me. But Sunderland go 1-0 up, and I'm at home again. To go 1-0 down to Sunderland, I was like, what is this madness? And they get through on goal again and just rip open my defense, and in particular, just rip me a new hole, in all honesty. They go 2-0 up in the 45th minute, and they didn't stop there, to be perfectly honest with you. They wanted more. They were hungry. They were a great side, and Sessegnon was the master of this goal. Set up Fletcher there for the goal and managed to get an assist. And Sessegnon was an animal for the for Sunderland. He just caused me problems left, right, and center. And you know, he is a good player. Him and Taarabt kind of have that sort of small. You know, they're both small players. They both play a similar sort of center attacking midfield role, and they're both good underrated players. If you're interested in you know, looking for a center attacking mid who isn't unbelievably expensive. So, anyways, we break free, and Farland, who gets a start for the team, releases Muriel there away on goal, one-on-one, and Muriel finishes that. And it's good to see him get some goals, especially him being the new signing. It's always important for him to get some goals. So I managed to bring it back to 3-2 against Sunderland, and as you guys can see, there's my custom formation up there. But back to the little formation talk we were talking about was, a lot of people did recommend the 4-2-3-1 formation. You know, Barry, you guys, you know who I mentioned for the defensive mids, and then the center attacking mids. I could play Merkel. I could even play Sterling or Hoylett as one of the other center attacking mids. It just pushed them out wide a little bit more, so that would work well. As center forward, I could have you know, Cisse as center forward and Muriel as striker, or have Matux as striker and Muriel as center forward, or even have Fellaini play center forward. You know, that would be a really interesting thing to do. Although I do have some great attackers, so it would be important that I utilize them a lot. You know, I don't want it to become the point where it's just Fellaini and Muriel playing striker and center forward, and then I've got, you know, Matux there who's just kind of left out of the team, because it will be important to have him involved in the squad, as well as Cisse, because he is a goal scoring machine at the moment. But one of the biggest requests I actually got for you guys was that, hey Cal, could you please show the squad report? You know, I want to see how the players are coming along. And it was just something that slipped my mind. I never really thought I should show you guys this, because obviously I checked it all in my own time, but never really recorded it. And I was like, I suppose it is important that you guys see what's going on as far as the player statistics go. So there's Bosingwa. Bosingwa is a little bit old, and you know, a lot of these stats depend on the player's age. If a player is 30 years old, or even older than 30, they tend to be on the downhill or the decrease. But Anton Ferdinand, he's going up. Mbia is going up. Mbia looks like a class centre back, definitely doing well. Onoa there, you know, he's gone up 1. I don't play him enough, I don't think. Junior Hoylett has gone +2. I still feel as though he's got a lot of improvement to come, a lot of potential. And as you guys can see, his stats were really nice. Gareth Barry has unfortunately gone down 1, but that's due to his age. He is 32. Merkel, who hasn't even been here that long, has gone up +2 already. His value is 8 million at the moment. And if you look at those stats, he's definitely been going up quite a bit. And definitely an exciting prospect for the club to see where he goes and how he gets on. Swiftly moving onwards, we have Marouane Fellaini. Nothing's really happened with him, all the same. Djibril Cisse, the top goal scorer at the club, is, due to his age, on the downhill, which is a bit of a shame, really. But he's definitely been an absolute servant for the club and put in some monster goals this season. So a lot of respect for him. Luis Muriel, they're 14.5 million value, and he's already gone up +2, and he looked like he had some good stats as well, stat increases. The center defensive mid, 24, an age 24 defensive mid, that's always going to be important. He could definitely play a solid defensive role, you know, next to Fellaini if I decide to play him at defensive mid. Also, we have Ramirez, so he can also play a center attacking midfield role if I decide to go for a 4-2-3-1. I'm actually going to leave a post on my Facebook page if you guys are interested, and it's gonna be, the question is simply, do I go for a 4-2-3-1 formation, or do I go with this custom formation and just see how it goes out? Now bear in mind I am quite far ahead, so if you guys do vote for you know, a particular formation, and then what I'll eventually have to do is you guys will just see that happen a lot later in the series. But yeah guys, so if you guys would like to check that out, my Facebook link will be down in the description. Click that, go to it, and you know, leave your vote, like the page if you already haven't. That's where I tend to do a lot of asking and questions. But Farland there, you know, he's doing good. He's age 26, but I just felt as though he's not going to feature too much in my plans at the moment. I didn't really have a spot for him, and a lot of people might have a few issues because it's not like he's really young or really old. You know, he's 26 years old, so people might have a few issues with that, but he just doesn't feature in my first team plans. In all honesty, he'd be better going elsewhere to get some game time. But that's it being from me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you appreciate the fact that it is a long episode. If this video gets what, like 3,000 likes pretty quickly, then I'll upload what do you call it, my Ultimate Team series, because at the moment I've only had one episode up and I need to get more of that up. So on your left hand side is the previous career mode video, on your right hand side is starting from scratch, and like I said, if this hits 3,000 likes, then that will be up before you know it. And have a great day, guys. Enjoy yourselves. I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye.